Your Excellency, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, the President of Zanzibar, Honorable Dr. Doto Mashaka Biteko, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Energy, Honorable Ministers present today, Regional Commissioner of Dar es Salaam, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, it has been 3 days since we started gathering here, and during that time, different topics concerning oil and gas have been discussed in this auditorium. Apart from that, we had panel discussions covering different matters of interest, particularly addressing the issue of just transition as we were looking at investment in the oil and gas sectors and how they can contribute to a just transition to renewable and cleaner energies. Your Excellency, for these 3 days, many topics were discussed, but we also had opportunities to receive expert contribution from different experts who participated in this conference. These experts are from within the region, but also some of them are coming from outside the region. And together, they gave us invaluable insight into the progress we have made on the area of oil and gas, but also on the future plans and the future technologies and how we expect investments on the area of oil and gas. Again, we looked at the issue of regulations and the policies and how we can continue regulating this sector while, as we regulate, also releasing and unleashing the potentials for investors within the region and investors outside the region to continue investing in oil and gas.
Your Excellency, I would like also to begin by thanking the Almighty God for blessing us with good health and for allowing us to gather here today. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to our guest of honor, personally, for you accepting our invitation and make a way and join us to this conference today. We had 3 days of conversations, exchange of ideas and presentations from industry experts, renowned speakers from East Africa, member states, and beyond. During the course of the 3 days, Your Excellency, we had an opportunity to explore how West Africa can best partner and use the hydrocarbon resources which is available to make our livelihood improved.
I'm greatly honored to be given this opportunity to officiate in the closing ceremony of the 11th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2025 here in Dar es Salaam. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, for her unwavering commitment to the development of all sectors of the economy, including oil and gas. Under her leadership, we have seen substantial progress in the implementation of national and strategic projects in the oil and gas sector. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate the East African partner states for dedicating their resources and time to ensure this petroleum conference is held successfully. At this juncture, please allow me to thank the East African Community Secretariat, the EAPCE 25 Secretariat, the National Organizing Team and its subcommittees, service providers, media representatives, and everybody involved in the preparation and execution of this important event. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, throughout this conference, you have engaged in insightful discussions, shared innovative ideas, and valuable partnerships that will undoubtedly contribute to the sustainable development of the region and Africa at large. From the pre-conference workshop, you heard of the strategies in place among partner states regarding energy transition and the course we are taking to ensure we embrace cleaner energy sources. We have to ensure that we realize the East African Community Vision target of having 100% access to energy by 2050. It is important for the oil and gas sector to realize that the world is moving at a very fast pace in terms of technological innovation. We are witnessing breakthroughs from sophisticated techniques for extraction of petroleum from tight reservoirs to transforming our approach to decarbonizing industries. We have to make sure that we leverage the technological advancements to align the oil and gas sector with the global aspirations of the energy transition. We have to leverage the technology to accelerate the exploration and production of our petroleum resources. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, throughout this conference, you've heard from various speakers that inadequate funding is the primary bottleneck for developing our region's petroleum industry. At a time when global activists intensify their opposition to financing fossil fuel projects and export credit agencies increasingly hesitate to support them, we must ask ourselves, how do we, as partner states, overcome this challenge, and how can we overcome these barriers to advance our petroleum resources and implement our energy transition plans effectively? As stated in the EAC Vision 2050, there is no time than the present to advocate for the establishment of a petroleum fund, fulfilling our commitment outlined in Article 114 of the EAC Treaty. This article calls for enhanced cooperation in the joint and efficient management of our natural resources for our mutual benefit. With this fund in place, we will support our projects and invest in training, research, development, and innovation across the petroleum sector. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with an emphasis on funding, the EAC partner states could draw a lesson from the Africa Petroleum Producers Organization in partnership with Africa Export-Import Bank. Under their partnership, they have agreed to establish the Africa Energy Bank to address the impending funding crisis in the African oil and gas industry triggered by the global energy transition. Traditional financiers on whom Africa has relied for decades are withdrawing their support, particularly in Africa, citing climate change concerns as the primary reason. On the utilization part, we need for implementing more cross-border oil and gas infrastructure cannot be overstated. Through this infrastructure, the region can efficiently harness the petroleum resources for the greater good of the member states. The East African Crude Oil Pipeline Project is a landmark project, and we need to see more projects of the like coming through. We are eager to see similar projects such as Tanzania-Kenya Pipeline and Tanzania-Uganda Pipeline meant to complement the ECOP. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I commend the efforts taken by EAC partner states to promote investment opportunities in the petroleum sector for exploration. Through more exploration, we will enhance oil and gas discoveries in the region and become one of the contributing players on the global stage. We should do more licensing rounds and participate in road shows and conferences to aggressively promote investment in petroleum upstream operations. Let us utilize our local experts, use multi-client companies, and deploy every means to ensure we unlock our hydrocarbon resources. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, while embarking on a serious commitment to develop our petroleum resources, we should also remember to strike a balance between fossil fuel development and energy transition. We should be mindful of the fact that the oil and gas sector has a pivotal role to play in the energy transition agenda and other crucial aspirations such as Mission 300. In this context, a prime example comes from our own experience in Tanzania, where we have successfully leveraged the Petroleum Product Levy as a key source of funding for the Rural Electrification Fund. Through this fund, the government, through the agency responsible for rural electrification, has done a tremendous job to provide electricity access to all villages. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my remarks, I would like to reiterate the importance of accelerating the establishment of the Petroleum Fund, implementation of the cross-border petroleum projects, aggressive promotion of investment opportunities in the oil and gas sector, and to leverage technological innovation for the betterment of the industry. In addition, we should ensure capacity development for the local workforce and efficient oversight of local content requirements so that our people can be afforded priority in the oil and gas projects. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with these remarks, I now declare the East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2025 officially closed. Thank you all for your attention.
Let us once again give His Excellency a big round of applause.